Hello. I wanted to touch base with you guys. You guys turned in your mediated values essay, and they're great, and I'm really enjoying reading them. I will have the grades back to you in the next day or two, and I will give you guys individual feedback in the Blackboard submission, and I will also send an email or a video talking about overall trends. But for right now, I wanted to go ahead and move into reading the conversations. Your first discussion forum post is tonight of this new unit, and it is very important. In this discussion forum post, we will be doing a summary either of a specific article, one article, or of the entire conversation. And we will have a 1 to 200 word paragraph with a summary, and then we will also have a second paragraph describing our impressions responding to that. So I wanted everybody to make sure to be ready for this post tonight. It's one post, one discussion forum post. As you know, discussion forums are worth 40% of your final grade, but there are so many of them that each individual one is not worth all that much. But tonight's is an important one because this will be a jumping off point for the summary and synthesis essay, which is your next major assignment. And the rough draft is due on June 26th, which is next week. So we're jumping right into that. So hopefully you guys did what you were supposed to do for this week in addition to turning in the mediated values essay. There were several readings to get you started. You were supposed to read the rationale for the unit, and you were supposed to read the prompt, which tells you how many paragraphs things are supposed to be, the format, which is MLA, the overall gist of it. You will be summarizing 2 essays, and you will have a final or first paragraph, another paragraph describing their relationship to each other and to the conversation. So you need to read over this for specifics before you do your rough draft. That was Monday's homework. So you were supposed to read the textbook and the handbook, these chapters, Chapter 3, Chapter 4, and Chapter 13, A through D, about quoting, paraphrasing, and summarizing. We'll use this for tonight. You will use these skills to summarize either one of these articles or the entire conversation. And then you will use this. Hopefully you'll be able to revise and use it for your rough draft, and then revise again and use it for your final draft. So let's go ahead and take a look. By the way, you can find these articles over here. Let's go and take a look at the forum. Okay, it's not opening right away. Let's do that. Here it is. This is a post-first discussion forum. This means you will not see anybody's post until after you post your own. So this one, I want you to just try it on your own. I know it's difficult, but that's why we have to try it right away, because we want to practice this. So by the time we write our essay, we are better at writing summaries and describing things. So you have the choice between here or here. The first option, after you read these 4 texts, you will, in paragraph 1, you will select one of the text. In roughly a paragraph, 1 to 200 words, explain what the text argues, using the concepts from the unit. Attributive tags, you have to say, according to Dr. Smith, quote, something like that. You have to say, it's important to say whose idea it is. It's also important to tie the quote, if there is a quote, into the sentence. Even if it's not a quote, you have to, if it's a summary, you still have to say where the idea comes from. You have to give credit. Also, it just seems like you're arguing. If you don't say, this is someone's opinion, it seems like you're arguing that. And you're not arguing an opinion in this. You are just saying what this person's opinion or argument is. You will explain the main argument. You will summarize the articles into one sentence. It's good to be able to summarize in different ways. Summarize the article into one sentence, summarize the article into 5 sentences. These are good things to do for practice. The reasoning they use to support it. What is their claim? And they claim this, and they're arguing because of this, this, and this. You want to say how they're supporting their argument. Quote minimally. Only choose especially well-written sentences. Something that's wow, I couldn't put it any better than that. That's a really great sentence. That's what you want to quote. When you do quote, you will use attributive tags to make sure to put it into the sentence. And you will paraphrase. So paraphrase is taking a sentence, saying it again in a different way. Again, this is harder than it looks. So make sure to read the chapters to help you with strategies for that. Now, most important, don't editorialize or insert your own opinion. This is a summary. We want people to believe us. We want people to think that we are credible writers. So we can't say, I agree with this person or I don't agree with this person, because then we're more likely to see their argument in a certain way. We want to seem like we have no stance, so we are looking at this person in an unbiased way and their argument. Okay, so that is the summary. You will use this paragraph. Whatever you write, you will use in your essay. In the second paragraph, you will respond to the text. So this is the part where you put your opinion. And I really want you to look at their argument and say, I agree with this or I disagree. And think about their argument more than your own stance. Respond directly to their opinion. So the second option is pretty much the same. You only do one or the other. So you're going to do 2 paragraphs total. And the other one, you're talking about the conversation. These are in conversation explicitly or implicitly. Select 2 of the 4. In the first paragraph, explain what these 2 are arguing. So shorter summaries of both. So in this, you would try to get 1-sentence summaries of each article. And then compare. Try to portray each perspective fairly. Again, don't insert your opinion. What's their main point and why? How do they argument? What's their support? And then put them in conversation with each other. Do they agree with each other? Do they disagree with each other? Again, use attributive tags. State the claim clearly. Quote minimally, and provide context. Where was this published? If it was a TED Talk, who are the people in the audience? Who are watching the video online? If it's an article online, what is the publication? Who would go to this publication on their own? And again, don't insert your opinion. In the second paragraph, this is where you can do that. Explain where you stand in the relationships to the 2 authors' arguments and why. Do you agree? Here's where you put your opinion. So in whichever one you choose, you will have opinion in the second paragraph, but not in the first. Now, both of these first paragraphs will be used in your summary and synthesis essay. In your summary and synthesis, you will summarize 2 of the text. So this will be here. You will have one of these summaries already done. You'll just need to summarize another one. You'll revise this one and summarize another one for the final paper. Your final paragraph is this one. This will either be your introduction or your conclusion. You will say, these are the 2 texts. You will give the authors, the full names of the authors and the articles in this paragraph. You will say the context. You will describe the overall conversation. So this is going to be either your introduction or your conclusion of your summary and synthesis, and this will be one of your main body paragraphs. So either way, you're writing these. So which one do you want help with first? Which one do you want to start with? Might be a good idea to do the summary Or, you might decide it might be easier just to go ahead and start with the introduction, introducing who these authors are and what their arguments are. So, and what the overall argument is, like the different perspectives on this one topic. So, I'm hoping that clarifies some things and didn't confuse you further, but if it did, please email me. Again, try to get this in by tonight at midnight, and then let's go ahead and check out what's going on next week. So next week you will be Chapter 19, Synthesizing Sources. This will help you with that introductory paragraph that we were just talking about. So if you wanted to go ahead and read ahead so that to help you with tonight's discussion forum, you can. But you will respond in the discussion forum at that point with feedback on their summaries. And then right away on Wednesday, you have the draft, the summary, and synthesis. So we're jumping right in. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'm looking forward to seeing your summaries, and I'm looking at your mediated values essays right now, and I'll respond to that again within the next day or two. So please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.